Hey guys, welcome to my tort law in 3 minutes. So what is tort law? Tort law is a type of civil law. In other words, it's related to lawsuits for compensation caused when wrongdoings by one party against another causes some sort of injury or loss. In law terms, the wrongdoer would be the defendant and the victim the plaintiff. So types of torts. There are three main types of torts. So there's negligent torts, intentional torts, and strict liability torts. So negligence is caused and can only be proven when there are three elements involved. So first, the defendant has to have owed a duty of care to the plaintiff. Second, that duty of care has to have been breached in some way. And third, an injury or loss has been caused by that breach. So, for example, you're taking a group of clients out climbing. You don't quite have enough helmets, so you decide to just send a few over the edge without one. A rock gets knocked off the edge and ends up hitting one of those people, and now you've got an injury in your hands. So you had a duty of care to keep your client safe. You breached that by by sending some of them over the edge without a helmet, and as a result, an injury was caused. So that's negligence. Intentional tort is when an act is intentionally committed with the aim of causing harm. So say, for instance, you are taking a group on a horse trail ride. Everyone's wearing helmets. You've done all the right safety checks and everything, but you did know one of the horses was a little skittish, but just to have a bit of fun, you decided to scare one of the horses and intentionally make them buck. As a result, somebody falls off, gets hurt, and that is an intentional tort. The last one is strict liability, and I'll just touch on this briefly. It's where instances where a person becomes responsible though they didn't aim to do wrong or for wrong to occur. There are three major categories. So when involving animals owned or possessed, abnormally dangerous acts, or product liability. A quick example would be I was doing work placement a few months back. It was for working with youth groups. It was on like a rural kind of farm location, and the owner had a sort of pet kind of wild wombat, and it would get a bit aggressive, especially when it was hungry. And on one of those occasions, it charged at the owner, ended up biting her on the finger. Had that have been one of the kids that had been involved and gotten bitten, that could have caused a strict liability tort lawsuit. So that is the three types of torts. Hope you enjoyed my video. Thanks.